What's up, y'all? It's Edgar Berlanga, and I want to tell my fight fans, man, we got the fight. Berlanga versus Canelo, live September 14th in Las Vegas on pay-per-view.
The fight between Canelo and Berlanga has just been confirmed hours ago. And as much as everyone eagerly waited to see the fight happen, some people are not impressed with Terence Crawford leading the list. Crawford just reacted to the announcement, but his words were not so soft on Canelo. The boxing world was sent into a frenzy not less than 48 hours ago when the long-awaited matchup between Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga was officially confirmed. The announcement did surprise most of us, with many questioning the decision to bypass potential mega fights with the likes of Terence Crawford and David Benavidez.
Canelo fans, that's y'all king, that's y'all face of boxing, that's the guy y'all support, that's him.
Crawford expressed his disappointment with the news. "It's clear Canelo is avoiding the real challenges," Crawford stated. "He's been calling out smaller opponents for some time now, and this fight with Berlanga is just another example of him playing it safe. It's a shame for the sport, really."
Y'all gonna eat your words. And don't sleep on me, because y'all gonna be sleeping for a very long time, man. Knockout season, fireworks. You know how we coming.
The Nebraska boxer has been loud in criticism of Canelo's recent matchmaking, consistently calling out the Mexican star for a showdown. Many of us had hoped that a clash between the two pound-for-pound stars would materialize, but Canelo has repeatedly shown reluctance.
Do you believe you earned a shot at Canelo Alvarez tonight?
What y'all think? Let me know, fans. Let me know. Puerto Rico! Yo quiero Canelo now. I want him now. Yo quiero Canelo ahora.
"I've been the one pushing for this fight," Crawford continued. "I've made it clear that I'm ready to step up and face Canelo anytime, anywhere. But it seems he's more interested in padding his record than making history."
You know, but just watching this dude's recent fights, I mean, you know, I really wasn't blown away. I don't understand, like, why this dude would deserve a shot at fighting Canelo Alvarez.
Despite the disappointment, Crawford remains focused on his own career. "There are plenty of big fights out there for me," he said. "I'm the undisputed welterweight champion, and I'm ready to defend my titles against anyone. If Canelo ever decides to step up, I'll be waiting."
Edgar Berlanga, or should I say Edgar Baloney, because he sees him as an easy lick.
However, behind the scenes, there's a different story unfolding. A source close to Crawford revealed that while the champion is publicly critical of Canelo's decision, he's also keenly interested in the outcome of the Canelo-Berlanga fight. The belief within the Crawford camp is that a spectacular performance by Berlanga could significantly elevate the stakes for a potential Crawford-Canelo showdown. Now, the fight between Canelo and Edgar Berlanga will headline a Sept 14 PBC on Prime pay-per-view event from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. This fight is going to be a major event, drawing in fans from all over the world, eager to see if Berlanga has what it takes to dethrone the current champion.
El campeón de Puerto Rico va a estar aquí en Las Vegas en septiembre, la pelea con Canelo, Puerto Rico y México.
DAZN and PPV.com will also carry the card, which will see Alvarez restore a past tradition. The Fighting Pride of Guadalajara, Mexico, will headline a Mexican Independence Day themed card for the 8th time in his storied career. This is massive because it ties in with the rich history and culture of Mexican boxing, making it a highly anticipated event for fans who celebrate this holiday.
But bottom line, do you think that's a fight that should even ever happen?
Well, Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford and Canelo.
No. Look, Crawford is pound for pound, maybe number one.
This year's edition provides the latest chapter in a long-standing boxing rivalry. The Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalry has been one of the most exciting and passionate in the sport's history, producing many unforgettable fights. Fans from both countries are incredibly passionate about their fighters, and this fight is sure to add another memorable chapter to that rivalry.
Does he get out?
Do you think Crawford would fight that way against Canelo?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. He's smart. The only way he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez, or even be competitive, is to box and move and use his speed and angles and movement. Canelo don't want to fight a small guy who's coming in and doing all that.
I am very happy for this fight between Mexico and Puerto Rico, said Alvarez. It's exciting to be part of another great Mexico versus Puerto Rico battle inside the ring because historically we have always offered unforgettable fights full of passion. I am proud to contribute to this legacy, and facing an opponent like Edgar Berlanga adds even more excitement and meaning to this event. Alvarez, currently ranked no 4 pound for pound, will attempt the 8th defense of his ring super middleweight championship and at least 2 major titles. He is the current undisputed 168-pound king, though his IBF title will not be at stake for this event due to an unfulfilled mandatory commitment. This detail adds a layer of complexity to the fight, as Alvarez's focus will be on maintaining his other titles while potentially setting up future mandatory defenses.
The September 14th fight has been made. Canelo Alvarez, Edgar Berlanga. A fight that nobody asked for. Fans are now starting to boycott Canelo for continuing to duck you know who. Also, they're going up against the UFC.
Berlanga, who is currently ranked no 9 at 168, earned the title shot as the WBA mandatory challenger. The undefeated New Yorker from Brooklyn, New York, stopped Padraig McCrory in the 6th round of a Feb 24 DAZN show in Orlando, Florida. Berlanga's rise through the ranks has been impressive, and his undefeated record speaks to his skill and determination. Well, it was always believed that he would get a shot at Alvarez, to the point where he was in the running for the May 4th date at T-Mobile Arena. However, Alvarez instead faced countryman Jaime Munguia, whom he defeated via a 12-round unanimous decision.
He's always a good fighter, so what Munguia did against the current face of boxing was nothing to be ashamed of.
This decision to face Munguia first was strategic, as it allowed Alvarez to stay active while Berlanga continued to build his resume. Ever the soldier, Berlanga did not bother with an aggressive pursuit of Alvarez. He simply waited out his turn, confident that his number would be called. This patience and confidence are indicative of Berlanga's mindset and strategy as he bided his time and continued to train hard, knowing that his opportunity would come.
Good to see you.
Edgar, you think you could take Canelo or what?
Of course, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to make it happen for September.
You want that fight?
1,000%. Puerto Rico versus Mexico is the biggest fight of this year.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime, said Berlanga. I deserve to be here, and I'm going to shock the world and silence the critics by delivering a masterful performance and knocking out Canelo Alvarez in September 14th. I will prove that my Puerto Rican heritage surpasses Mexican boxing, from Gomez to Trinidad to Cotto, and now to Berlanga. I will reclaim what is rightfully ours. I'm ready to make this a historic firefight, continuing the greatest rivalry in boxing. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Vamos arriba, Puneta. Berlanga's fiery declaration shows his passion and determination to make this fight memorable and to uphold the legacy of Puerto Rican boxers who have come before him.
At the Sphere? Ooh, good luck with making a splash with that one.
Berlanga's team is fully along for the ride, to the point of DAZN being involved in a PBC event for the 2nd straight time. DAZN carried the Alvarez-Munguia PPV event, which was primarily presented by PBC on Prime. This collaboration between DAZN and PBC shows the significance of the fight and the effort to reach as many fans as possible. But the excitement doesn't end with the two fighters. I'm excited for my guy Edgar Berlanga to get a shot at the king of boxing Canelo Alvarez, said Keith Connolly, the game's premier manager, who has expertly guided Berlanga. I want to thank all the players involved in helping me get this deal over the line. Canelo versus Berlanga is renewing the Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalry, which is the best in boxing history. This rivalry has a long and storied history, with many memorable battles fought between top fighters from both nations. Eddie Hearn has also been a major part of this fight materializing, and he didn't hide that in his words. Edgar Berlanga's nickname is the Chosen One, and I'm so happy he got the golden pick for Sept 14. This is the fight we dreamed about when we signed Edgar last year, and he is ready to give everything for himself, his family, and for Puerto Rico. Hearn's enthusiasm is clear, and he believes that Berlanga has the potential to make a significant impact in this fight.
It was incredible, and that's exactly what he needed. The statement performance. He's mandatory now for Canelo Alvarez's title. He's #1 with the WBA. It's only a matter of time.
You have a young, unbeaten, fearless puncher ready to tackle one of the all-time greats. Get ready for drama in Las Vegas, Hearn added. According to Hearn, the young fighter's fearlessness and power make him a formidable opponent for Canelo Alvarez. Naturally, the other side has their own plans. Every day we are preparing, said Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's manager and trainer. We know that Berlanga is a good fighter, a strong, undefeated fighter. The confrontations within boxing between Mexico and Puerto Rico are always intense fights, very morbid fights, and above all, very good boxing. Puerto Rico has produced many world champions and Hall of Fame fighters. Mexico has done the same.
Jamel, could you ever do that? Is that too much weight? Or?
What, 168?
Yeah.
I ain't going up there.
Right. So you got Canelo winning then, right? Then definitely. If he fighting at 168, definitely.
Reynoso's words reflect the respect and recognition that both sides have for each other's boxing heritage. The intense rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico has always brought out the best in fighters, and this fight is expected to be no different. It is going to be a very attractive fight against a great fighter in Berlanga who's undefeated and faced some of the best fighters competing at 168 pounds over the last few years. Reynoso's acknowledgement of Berlanga's accomplishments highlights the significance of this matchup. Both fighters have a lot at stake, and their clash is expected to be a thrilling spectacle for boxing fans.
You Canelo fans make me sick. That's why every chance I get when Canelo is the topic of discussion, I'm going to shit on him
The show will also include a WBA middleweight title fight between defending titleist Erislandy Lara and former two-division champ Danny Garcia. This adds another layer of excitement to the event, as fans will get to see multiple high-stakes fights on the same night. The inclusion of these additional bouts ensures that the event will be action-packed from start to finish, providing fans with a full night of top-tier boxing. Mexican Independence Day weekend is synonymous with big Canelo Alvarez fights, said Tom Brown, president of TGB Promotions. Sept 14 will be the next chapter of that historic story. Canelo has long reigned as the 168-pound king and will put his 3 unified world titles up against a young, power-punching contender in Edgar Berlanga as he looks to once again score a victory for his home country in the storied rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico. Brown's statement shows the significance of the date and the event. Mexican Independence Day weekend has always been a special time for Canelo Alvarez and his fans, and this fight will continue that tradition. The addition of the Lara versus Garcia fight adds another layer of intrigue and intensity to an already stellar lineup, ensuring that the night will be filled with high-stakes action and unforgettable moments. Lara will attempt the second defense of his WBA 160-pound belt. The Cuban fighter has established himself as a formidable force in the middleweight division, known for his technical prowess and power. His journey to this point has been marked by impressive victories and a relentless drive to remain at the top of his game.
The guy's a humongous super middleweight, right? And that guy's a small fighter, man. He's past his prime. So once he gets in the ring with a guy like that, it's going to be like a George Foreman against Frazier. He's going to get dropped, bro. He can't take that kind of punching power, bro.
The rings know. The 4-rated middleweight won a regular version of the title in a May 2021 first-round knockout of Thomas's cornflake Lamana. This victory was a statement to the boxing world, showcasing Lara's ability to dominate his opponents with precision and power. He was elevated to full champ when Gennady Golovkin refused to move forward with an ordered title consolidation clash, further solidifying Lara's status as a top contender in the division. Lara, a former 154-pound titleist as well, added a second-round knockout of Australia's Michael Zarafa on the March 30th PBC on Prime PPV event at T-Mobile Arena. This victory demonstrated Lara's versatility and ability to adapt to different styles and opponents. The Cuban export now revisits very old plans to face a potential future Hall of Famer, showing his ambition and desire to cement his legacy in the sport.
Just granted an exemption for Erislandy Lara to skip over Michael Zephyra and fight Danny Garcia. At first, I was a little angry. I thought it was a bad fight.
My fight with Danny Garcia will be a classic battle between 2 legendary fighters of our era, said Lara. We've both faced the best, have impressive resumes, and have competed at the top level for a long time. I'm excited for this fight. I encourage all my Mexican fans to tune in on Mexican Independence Day, bring your flags and support this great event. I will represent not only Cuba, but also Mexico on this day against Puerto Rico. He continued saying, I look forward to putting on a show and being the first to knock out Danny Garcia. This will be an epic showdown. Garcia, who is now 36, aims to impress in the twilight of his storied career. The former Ring 140-pound champ and WBC 147-pound titleist has fought just twice since the 2020 global pandemic. One came in December, 2020 12-round defeat to then unbeaten and unified welterweight titleist Errol Spence Jr. And despite this setback, Garcia's resilience and determination have kept him focused on his goals. The Fighting Pride of Philadelphia returned in July 2022 when he outpointed Jose Benavidez Jr. in Brooklyn. This victory showcased Garcia's ability to bounce back from defeat and continue to compete at a high level. He waited out a planned shot at Lara, which was originally budgeted for last August. Those plans were shelved when Lara couldn't avoid his mandatory defense versus Zarafa, but Garcia remained patient and focused on his ultimate goal.
It was incredible, and that's exactly what he needed. The statement performance. He's mandatory now for Canelo Alvarez's title. He's #1 with the WBA. It's only a matter of time.
Garcia opted to wait out his one last title shot in lieu of a tune-up, a decision that showed his confidence and belief in his abilities as he prepares to face one of the toughest challenges of his career. This is a legacy fight and an opportunity to win a championship in my third weight class, said Garcia. Lara is a great champion who's been around for a while, but so have I. On Sept 14, I'm bringing the Danny Garcia show to Las Vegas and making it a historic night. Throughout all this, Edgar Berlanga is full of confidence as he gears up for his fight against Canelo Alvarez. Berlanga, with a record of 22 wins and 17 knockouts, believes he brings something unique to the ring that no other fighter has offered Canelo. This self-assured attitude is clear from Berlanga's recent statements, and his eagerness to step up to the challenge.
You have to start to build the Mexican-Puerto Rican rivalry. You have to start to put that in the people's mind, like, oh, there's a Puerto Rican that can challenge Canelo.
Berlanga has made no secret of his belief that he offers more to the fight than any previous opponent Canelo has faced. Despite many fans and experts seeing this fight as a mismatch, Berlanga is convinced that he has what it takes to overcome the Mexican superstar. Some view this bout as a simple warm-up for Canelo, allowing him to have an easier win before taking on Terence Crawford in the first half of 2025. Berlanga's confidence is evident in his words. He told Cigar Talk, he knows I'm about to make that bag and we're going to beat him. Berlanga is hoping this fight will be more than just a chase to earn money.
Out chasing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he know what's up. He know I'm about to make that bag, bro. Yeah. And we gonna beat him. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So
I like that. So, all right, listen, man, the big fight.
Fans are concerned that if Berlanga doesn't at least make the fight competitive, it could be seen as a disappointing mismatch. His performances in previous fights have been criticized, with some noting that he struggled against opponents like Romer Alexis Angulo, Marcelo Caceres, Steve Rolls, Jason Quigley, and Demon Nicholson. In particular, Berlanga's win over Padraig McCrory has been a point of contention. McCrory, a 36-year-old Irish fighter, was not well known and didn't have a strong record. Berlanga has claimed that McCrory was the toughest opponent he had faced, but many find it hard to take this claim seriously given McCrory's lackluster career. Berlanga's comments about how he elevated his performance against McCrory and his belief in his readiness for Canelo have been met with skepticism.
Got Royal Caribe, and I'm on that full screen this. We've got Royal Caribe and Pedro Drag McCrory. That's the USA. Quigley, that's the USA. Alexis Angulo, that's the USA. Steve Rolls, USA. Caceres, USA.
He has always emphasized how the fight with Canelo is a massive opportunity for him. It's a legacy for me. It's Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Everybody keeps talking about that fight. I feel I got to get bugged out, he said. Berlanga believes this fight will be a major event and has expressed his commitment to rising to the occasion. However, many boxing fans question whether Berlanga's confidence will be enough to close the gap between him and a seasoned champion like Canelo. Berlanga also mentioned his strategy, saying, I know he fought big punchers and everybody, but I feel with me, it's something different. I'm going to bring something different to the table. While he emphasizes his unique approach, critics argue that his defense and chin are not strong enough to pose a serious threat to Canelo. Berlanga's defensive weaknesses and previous performances raise doubts about his ability to handle Canelo's power and skill. However, his refusal to fight David Morrell, the then WBA regular 168-pound champion, has been seen as a missed opportunity. Morrell would have been a challenging opponent, and many believe that fighting him could have better prepared Berlanga for a bout with Canelo. Instead, Berlanga chose to wait for a more high-profile match, which led to his current position as Canelo's opponent.
You know, I think this is a really, really solid test, but Edgar looks in fantastic shape, and I do expect him to win. And from there, you know, like I said, Canelo doesn't have an opponent at the moment. I think the Munguia fight is a...
In terms of fan support, Berlanga has been trying to build a broad base. This is going to be a different type of magnitude from this fight. I got the Puerto Ricans, I got the Russians, I got the Chinese, I got the whites, I got everybody, he said. Berlanga is hoping to attract a wide audience and make the fight a major event. However, his ability to draw a crowd remains uncertain, especially given his limited experience against top-tier opponents. Well, tell us what you think here. Do you think this was the right matchup? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more updates. See you in the next one.